this is Josh Brown with Clean Pro Exteriors. We're here in between Tarboro and Rocky Mountain. We're about to pressure wash this house. Take a look here, you can see there's a lot of mold on the side of this house, and it wraps all the way around. This is the north facing side of the house. So what we'll do is we'll go and we'll spray our cleaner on here. Now, you may hear a pressure washer in the background, but we actually don't use high pressure to get the siding clean. We use a chemical application. So take a look at these 4 nozzles here. There's 2 nozzles here that have big orifices, and that allows our chemical to be pulled through the line, and we're able to spray our solution onto the house. Then we take these 2 soft wash rinse tips. You can actually put your hand in front of it and it won't hurt it. It just puts out a lot of volume of water, so we're able to rinse the house with a very light pressure. It's just enough to get the water onto the house to rinse the solution down once the mold is dead. So I'll give you an example of that. The first thing we're gonna do is you'll see me pull the trigger and I'll hold it at the base of the house. And once I see the soap going through the line, I'll begin to apply it to the siding. Once I get as far up as I can reach with this one, I'll move over to this one here, which will enable me to get up higher. So I'll just give you a little example of how we do that. I was able to get that whole side of the house using just this tip here. But see, there's another side over here where I'll actually have to use this other tip to get it up higher. So when I need to reach when I need to get the water up higher, I'll put that tip on, and you'll see it gets up a lot higher than the other one. We're able to shoot this up 3 stories, so we don't ever have to use a ladder to get these houses clean. Now once I'm done with that, I'll actually let that sit up there for a while. And while I'm letting it sit, I'll either use this soft wash tip, which is a lot of times suffices, or I'll take this green tip and I'll hit the foundation of the house where the brick is, because a lot of times behind these bushes the brick will get green mold on it. So I'll just hit the bottom of the house while the solution is working. Also, on cooler days like this, I'll take my solution and I'll actually go halfway around the entire house, spraying solution on the entire thing. That way it has enough time to set up there and kill all this mold. So once I spray the solution on, typically the process works where I'll hit the mold at the bottom of the house, and then I'll go back and rinse this side of the house. So we'll just keep going. And so every now and again, when the mold is this bad, sometimes you'll need a second coat, which, you know, that doesn't usually happen, but every now and again on cold days like this where the mold is real thick, you do have to use a second coat. So I'll go ahead and hit this lightly one more time, then I'll get my green tip out and then we'll rinse it. pretty much ready for the last part of the process. You can take a look, the mold is pretty much gone. And what we'll do now is we'll just take and we'll rinse it, starting from the top down. This looks like a lot of pressure, but this looks like a lot of high pressure, but it's actually not. It's just got a lot of volume running through it. As a matter of fact, when it reaches up to that second story, it's barely hitting the house. But that's why we have two tips. We use this one for the top, which allows it to shoot up far enough to rinse it, but it doesn't hit the house very hard at all. And now what we'll do to get down lower is we'll switch it over to our rinse tip here, which is a fan spray. It comes out still at a high volume, but it's we're able to do it down, since it's a fan spray, we can do it down low and it doesn't hit the house hard at all. Now with a high pressure tip, you would never be able to do that, like with this green tip. But that we only use that for brick and concrete and things like that. That's the soft wash process. You've just seen how it works. We use cleaners, we don't use high pressure. The reason we have chosen this process for our method of cleaning is because high pressure will actually damage the siding. And secondly, when you use high pressure on vinyl siding and hardie plank and things like that, it can actually damage the siding and it doesn't get it as clean. It would just get the surface mold off, but the remnants of it are still there. So the reason we use the soft wash process is, number one, we don't have to use high pressure that damages the siding, and number two, the chemicals gets the house a lot cleaner than just using water pressure alone. So this mold isn't just clean on the surface, it's actually dead. So it takes longer for it to grow back, and it's also a better clean for the house. So it's safer, it's also more effective, and the clean lasts a lot longer. So that's the process we use. You know, it doesn't take us an awful long time to do it, and we don't have to use ladders, which is also very unsafe. So now from the top all the way to the bottom, this whole side of the house is completely clean. The windows, screens, the shutters, and everything. So now what we'll do is just keep working ourselves around the house, and we'll get this house completed like that. So if you need your house clean, you live in Rocky Mount, Tarboro, Greenville, any of the surrounding areas, give us a call. It's Clean Pro Exteriors. Our number is 252-314-8284. You can also visit us at cleanproexteriors.com, and we'll talk to you soon.